07 Citizens starter pack video, Aurora MR starter pack, the cheapest one you can get. What will you get out of it if you start to play Starcitizen? So you already made your mind up. You want to do that. You are aware it's an alpha. You are aware it needs work. There are things that are still in progress, in development, and it might take another couple of years till you actually fully finish the game. So here we are, 45 bucks. This is our Aurora. Let's get in it and see what it does. There's the cockpit. You have a bed in there, which is good. You can bed log out on this ship. That's a good thing to have. You land on your planet, and then you just can log out and you start when you come back right there. Don't use it when out in space flying in quantum drive, because there are bugs occurring with this ship while you do that. The cockpit itself, it's pretty simple. You press R and the ship starts up. Of course, there is a power on button you can press as well. You have your MFTs, multifunctional displays. There is the comms, and you can press there to hail the station, so they actually open up the door. Alternatively, you hit Alt N by default. Don't take me for granted on those. All my binds are customized, so I am not fully sure what the defaults are. Check under options, keybinds, advanced keybinds, and you'll see it there. The cockpit itself is quite nice. You have a good view. The door is open, the hangar door. Let's get out. Okay, I'm used to fly different ships, so well, we survived. That's good. We're here at Orison. I really recommend to start in Crusader for a couple of reasons. This is a very basic ship that you bought, and it has only 3 SU cargo space. It has 2 very simple guns in the front that you can use, and you have 1 missile that you can shoot. So it's not suited for bounty hunting, it's not suited for that many things, but it's a good starter for you to try out and to figure out what you can do, and it's perfectly well possible to build up with only that ship, so you can actually start getting your ships in game, make your ways up, find your ways and how to play, find your role that you want to play, and you go forward with that, and you will have a good fun. Another thing that I just want to show you here is that you need to be careful as you're flying full speed logging into your bed, because what happens, and I tested it a couple of times, and I added to the issue council for that as well, and that's really important. Don't, if things like this happen, this ship's gone, okay, don't rant about in the chat, write an issue council. You're here in alpha, you're actively supporting the people, and what you do now, you just hit exit menu, because then you keep all the stuff that is on you. You don't keep the stuff that is in the ship. That's going to be lost. You will not find it anymore, but at least you got the stuff that you have on the internet. Then you just log in, you reclaim the ship, and you go on. But please, it's an alpha. Write an issue, write in the issue council on the RSI webpage, and help to support develop this game. Thank you so much. Reasons why I recommend to go start in Crusader is of the mission that are provided here. So most of them are the common ones. You always take call to arms, and you can do the first bunker missions right after it if you like to go into FPS. This starts with an evaluation mission, and then they provide backup afterwards, the hastes. And the hastes offer you to get a lot of armor that you can sell in addition to what you're actually doing, so that's a worth going. Search mission, these are hard to do. Bounty hunting, yeah, challenging. All these investigation missions, they are missions with a storyline. They're sometimes quite nice to do, and they give a bit of money and give you a good understanding of the basics of the game. Another thing that is really worth doing are this delivery mission, as they're teaching you how to fly the ship going from one side to the other. So it's a good learning ground, and there are many loot boxes that are really worth looting. I made a whole videos just around delivery missions. Check them out and see the details there. Usually when I go out, I first just set the place to go somewhere that I have a direction out of it, and make sure you don't hit the space station. It's gonna be deadly, and if you hit hard, you get a crime stat as well. So are another good videos around how to restart up. I see there is one from Hawks Gaming, a channel that I actually can highly recommend, and he describes you on how in 1 hour tutorial from zero to hero. Watch it, it helps you. I have a slightly different approach with the looting, as I think it's not very effective to loot on the civilian bases, but it's more effective to actually loot on the elite outposts and on the mercenary missions, the bunker missions. You need some FPS skills. I assume you have some, or at least you want to get some. So that's what I'm suggesting, and that's where we go now. No, don't go sleep. So you hit F1, open Mobi-Glass, you go your contracts manager, and then you go to mercenary. There will be a evaluation mission first, and then they provide backup missions. These are a really great way to start the things. Remember, there will be as well friendlies around, so don't die. So you accept the offer, and we go on and fly towards that base. I assume you have already known much about the basic flight instructions, otherwise you find as well a video about this, a tutorial video about this. You see that little marker here in front of us? That's going to be a very interesting thing. If you have those, always check out what they are, because if you are lucky, there are a SU box filled with stuff from a player that lost his ship here, or maybe it's some cargo that you can put into your ships. There are many things what it actually could be, so you always want to be curious about that. You leave the ship and make sure you close the door, because if you don't close it, someone else can fly away with your ship. And getting transport is possible by other players, but it costs you money, and as we are starters, we don't have that at that expense. Sure, many players will be very generous, especially if it comes in late into the wipe, and will help you. But I anyway recommend you to have one of those boxes as well. How to build one of those boxes you can learn in one of my videos on my channel. Please check it out. Oh wow, there is another box here. Well, we are lucky, really lucky on this one. Don't expect it to be always like this. Usually you go in. As well, be aware as I'm walking here in basically with a flight suit. I don't have a gun, that's a pistol. That's all I'm having. Let's look with it. Oh wow. Yeah, that's a heavy armor we're finding here. Man, we're so lucky. Okay, if you find this is like 15k, yeah, 15,000 of equipment with what we're just getting here. The armor only. Okay, you put it on, you press I, open the inventory. Well, you press open, and then it goes straight into the inventory conversations. You put all the stuff on, so you try to fit it on this blue spot, and then you keep what you want to keep. There's a couple things you want to keep. There is a lot of ammo here for a gun that I personally very much don't like, as I don't have any. Well, the pistol here that this really want to exchange, because we have the arc light. This is a laser gun. I don't like laser gun. I prefer ballistic guns, but that's up to taste. You need to figure out what you prefer, and then we take it over. And definitely the weapon that we just mounted on the backpack, that's the one I like. To load ammo onto your armor, which you need to have an instant reload. You need that to press R, reload. You just grab the ammo you want to use, and you move it on these little dots here. When they're green, they're empty. As soon as they're blue, they're full. And then you see actually how much you're having. With a heavy armor you have 8 slots, with a medium armor you have 6 slots, and with a light armor you have 4 slots. Aside of having a little bit less protection, light armor 20%, medium armor minus 30%, and heavy armor minus 40%. You have as well a little bit less space to put stuff in, which can be of an advantage. Heavy armor weighs you down, and you walk slower. Medium is medium, and light is very movable. So it depends as well on how you are playing. Okay, all the stuff we're gathering here we will sell in the end, so it is really worth and helpful to actually bring all the stuff, put it in the box. That's why you have a tractor beam hopefully with you. That's always good to have. You can buy them either at the armor store or at the dumpers depots. mining areas. There are many places you can buy them, or usually just find them. Just make sure you bring as well a tractor beam attachment. Okay, so we go in and we start to fight this thing, and that's a little bit tricky. The AI, neither of the friendlies nor of the enemies is fully well, it's still in concept. There is some AI, but this situation, you see there's an enemy there and we have this other guy being stuck between the ladders. That's very dangerous, because it can be possible that he suddenly moves over and bugs out, and if you would be the one that actually took him down, you would get a crime stat and everybody would start shooting at you. So you don't want that, so make sure they stay far away when you're shooting. So this was as well quite dangerous what I did, but I see the server is very stable at the present moment, and I have a clear connection, so I actually can do that. As soon as it gets a little bit laggy or a little bit desync, which can happen, remember it's an alpha, stuff is in progress and development. Always keep that in mind, and don't buy anything if you're not in agreement by doing that. Reload bug. I pressed reload, but it didn't reload. Now it actually did. Okay, sometimes you need to press reload with the R button twice, and you see the 500 AOEC I get for each hostile kill. That's because we have the Call to Arms mission. You see we have another 6 to go for, and we walk through it and take them all down. Walk slowly, pay attention, aim well, hide, shoot from cover. Loading bug again. Yeah, that's something to get used to, especially with some weapons more than others. And again, the weapon I'm currently having I really don't like, and you will see I drop it as soon as I can. One last one to go. Ah, there it is. Good. And you see I just not even equip it, I just drop it. You could sell it, but yeah. So the question what weapon you want to use, it's preference. I'm very much a P4 person. I used the FS9 for other time, but I don't like automatic guns. I prefer single fire bullets. Yeah, so we have a couple of things here. So this is the P4 AR. I really like that one. Put a silencer on it. Well, silence your weapons. It's highly recommended to do, especially when you do bunkers or any other things. And here, now again, we're gonna take armor that is worth of having. Heavy armor cells very expensive, so it's really well to have one, and you want to stack them up all in this elevator, and then you move them over to the box, and or you move them up all at once with the elevator, and then you move them to the ship. You can do either ways. Having one of these boxes can be really handy. So I check around whether there are loot boxes. So there are different kind of loot boxes. There are those with a white cross on it. There are medical loot boxes. Then there are these red boxes. These are the armor, weapon and ammunition boxes. They are recommended to take. You find cool stuff in there. The helmets pay well, usually about 2Ks. This is a medium armor. They are not as that's an executive custodian. That's actually something really rare. And please close the boxes after you looted them. I missed this other box down there. How could I do that? How did I miss that? Well, there would be more in there. As you close the boxes after you loot them, they won't. They will actually respawn. If you don't close them, they don't respawn as smoothly as they could do. So please do that for your next one and as well for yourself. So here another red box. Let's see what's in there. Yeah, be picky. Don't put just everything over. That's what I'm recommending, because there are a couple of things that pay really well and other things that are not paying really well. Aside of that it's a challenge to bring them out, and I don't really like to walk all around with the boxes. I like to have them on the things. So you see, close. Yeah, sometimes you need to aim well. You close it and you pick it up. This is a Morozov helmet. That's another 2K you get from that one. It's a heavy armor, or you put it on. I mean, there are different ways you actually can do that. It's really up to you on how you want to do that. So that's in the end preference. Yeah. So Okay, and we go in here. And now, as we have it already in our hands, you press just open to the box and you can move the things right over into it, and you will in the end only move the box around. I forgot to put in the helmet. Yeah, you don't really see it when you have it in hand because it's slightly dark. Okay, now we're gonna strip the other guy here. There is no possibility to move it straight over. If you have it in inventory, you could just move it all, but that's not possible, so we need to... what the heck am I doing? I don't believe in myself. I thought I could do it well. Good, so you need to grab each piece. You can't start with the undersuit, you need to pick off the armor first. So you do that, and then you open it and move it over. It's a bit of a thing to do. But yeah, you want the money, and you want the money in a decent way. Of course, you can go try pirating, but pirating with an Aurora. Well, if you're a skilled pilot, I'm not gonna say it's not possible, but well, there are many ways to make money, and there are many quest lines, and you need to choose your role in this game and then create your gameplay that you want to have. The side of gameplay, I really recommend you join a can I say it? An organization. This will help you aside of building up on how to play it. You have a place to ask your questions, people that help you, and you can do stuff together, which this is just a really relevant part in this game. I think this game is really meant and built for playing together. You need friends in this game. Playing it solo can be already very rough. As soon as we get into the gameplay where we actually have whole systems that are unsurveilled, then piracy gonna be a really real thing. Okay, we don't want to have that. Bye bye. We don't want to have this. Oh, we want to have this. Yes, that's a heavy armor. You want to bring it over there. You put it there, and you as well. I always put like in a couple of different steps. So each of those guns will sell for about 800. Something around this. Don't put me on the cents on it, but something around this. So this is all money that comes in. And remember, we start with 20k. If you actually use my link, my how do I say it? My referral link. Yeah, that's the name. Then you will get additional 5,000, which makes you start them with 25k. 25k is not much, but it's a good start, and I really recommend not to buy armor with it, but just to keep it for a while and build up your armor repository through using the strategies that I or others are offering. There are other strategies. What else you can do? There is as well delivery mission you can do. I have a whole video series on how to do that. So there are many ways. So find your way that is suitable. Remember, it's an MMO, it's a sandbox game. So it's a big, huge canvas where you can actually put your ideas into it and develop your role, your character, and how you want to play in here. And again, find yourself an org. Our org is available as well for new players. Apply, and we'll see where we go together and whether you like it, how we are actually playing. Yeah, okay, back to service, bringing that stuff into our Aurora, which will be our next challenge. So this box doesn't fit our door. Well, what to do now? Picking up each of them single? Well, you could, or you place the box as close as you can. You jump in, you stand into the ship, because then you have access to your vehicle's inventory. And then you equip this tool so it gets outside, and you get as close as you can so you can open it, and then you open your vehicle's inventory, and you just press move all and everything's in it. We can't take the box with us, that's unfortunate, but it was an easier way to do it. Otherwise you would just brought up each item solely, singly up here, and that would have taken just a lot longer. So now we take all the stuff and we were going to sell it, and as we have different stuff to sell, we need to sell it on different things. Weapons you sell at the weapon store, armor you sell at the armor store, clothing you sell at the clothing store, which is Crusader, and agility tools you can sell at Dumpers Depot or at similar places. You will learn more about this as you go along the games. So we will go to PO, Port Olisar, and to do that, and we have just a flight over there. Again, assuming you're knowing the basic flight ideas or how the HUD is working. For both I've created videos already, please check there. Make sure that your front of the ship points where the number of the hangar or the pad is that you're landing on, therefore you can properly restock your ship. You press I, you turn off your engine, don't shut down your ship because then the shields will be down, and so you keep up the shields. Then you stand somewhere in your ship, you press I, and you start the things, move them over from your vehicle's inventory to, well, that's happening. Sometimes you get this little loading bug. Sometimes you can press this and it works, and sometimes it doesn't. So that simply means you get out of it, you move a little bit around, and you try it again. You put those things that you actually want to sell over into the stations. I recommend not selling everything. Some things you might to store or to stock, so maybe good armor that you want to reuse again, good helmets, good weapons, and all the other thing you're just gonna sell. In the beginning, sell as much as you can. So you drag, drop it over, and you put it in, and you're doing so. You follow the sign and you walk to the space station. You might want to remember where you are. You open the airlock, then you need to cycle the airlock, so you pressurize it, and then you're getting inside the station and you have oxygen. So there are two stores here on Port Olisar. This is the weapon stores where you can sell the weapons you would like to sell. Pretty simple thing. You see the money that we're actually having. So I did already a bit of things, and we made those 15,000 from the mission we have, and then you just press quick sell on all the stuff you want to get rid of. I usually make the decision before I put the stuff into the station on what I want to sell, so I don't need to look what I want to sell. I just press everything. This is an executive edition. That's actually quite rare, by the way, but I need money, not collectibles. Right on the opposite of the weapon store is the armor store. Same things. Same, you go to the screen and sell the stuff you want to sell. Alright, let's have a drink. This is how you could start in Starcitizen. This is what could happen if you decide to buy the Aurora starter pack for $45. It is worth doing it from my perspective, and of course you need to know how and what you would like to do. And remember, this is an alpha. Even if it got very stable with 3.19.1 and it's really beautiful to play, and long time play is possible nowadays, it is still in development. There is still stuff that is not really worked out yet, and there is a lot of changes that will come, so it might look in a few times very different, so be aware of that. If you want to know more about this game, please let me know in the comment section. If this video is helpful, please like and subscribe, and I look forward to see you in the verse.